Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about a quick market update. We have some news coming of inflation that's going to really move the market in one direction or the other. Expect a lot of volatility. And today we have a Dogecoin ETF which is launching, and we have a conversion of a pharmaceutical company into a Litecoin strategy company, kind of copying or following what MicroStrategy did with Bitcoin. They're doing with Litecoin. They're completely changing their ticker and everything, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. But let's begin. All right, very first thing. So I didn't get a chance to make a video yesterday. I wanted to make a video, but my son woke up quite early with some nightmares, so I had to calm him down. But we did have basically a PPI print that was a lot colder than expected. It actually came in negative year over year, saying that month over month, sorry, the basically production inflation, which is like a leading indicator for consumer inflation. Yep, that's how it works. It basically came in a lot lower. It came in negative, and they're expecting positive. It came in a lot lower than it was supposed to. And we saw a big pump. If you see here, Bitcoin basically, when this happened yesterday, right here, 8 o'clock, it was actually 8:30. You can see the big green candle, and we're now kind of just consolidating up here on the 1 hour for Bitcoin. So we did grab a bunch of liquidity. We do have, unfortunately, right above us, this 8-year resistance line that goes all the way back to 2017. So we do have that to contend with. If I clean up the chart a little bit and make it a little bit easier for you, you can see we do have this to contend with. So we did test the bull market support band though. So that was a nice pullback and a very healthy pullback right to the bull market support band. We did test it multiple times. So that is looking very good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been lagging altcoins for a while now. So if we go to Bitcoin, so here's the total market cap, but if we go to Bitcoin dominance here, you can see Bitcoin dominance has been falling for quite some time now. So altcoins have been performing quite well. We're getting to that point in the cycle where Bitcoin will start to top out, and then money will start going into other altcoins, Ethereum, bigger caps. Solana is also definitely pushing up. You can see Solana dominance going up very nicely. So that's what we got going on right now. If we go look at ETH Bitcoin, let's look at this real quick. It looks like it kind of wants to break up higher. So if we look at the market cipher B, which I do have an affiliate link below for, you can see it looks like we're about to print a green dot on ETH Bitcoin. You can see last time we did that was down here, and we saw a nice 91% pump for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Now, is it going to be another 90% pump? I don't know. But another very interesting thing about Ethereum is on the daily time, we also have not a confirmed, but the Camel Finance indicator that picks the cycle low has picked this as a cycle low, meaning price will most likely not go back below 4,100. It says mid or medium confidence for this one. And if we put on the trading indicator, another thing I have is confluence with a green dot on market cipher B. When you get a big pullback and a green dot, usually that leads to some higher upside. So we could see this move back up. We may see Bitcoin go back up towards an all-time high, and Ethereum could easily make a new all-time high, which is only about 49.55 at this time. The 2021 high was 48.70. So we have made an official new all-time high for Ethereum and could make another one. So quite interesting. Litecoin had a nice little pump out of this falling wedge as well. So I want to talk about Litecoin and Doge. You can see Doge is trading up. The Doge ETF is going live today, but before I get there, I want to talk about a couple other things that I did forget to mention last time. So in my video last time, I talked about the revised jobs, and I forgot to show these two posts here. I was supposed to show these two posts. I forgot. Basically, U.S. Labor Department minus 911,000. Pretty insane. And it's actually basically Biden job revisions 2000, if you can see here, 2023. No, you definitely can't see it because it's behind my head. 2023, 2024, 2025, down a lot for revisions. So that's, not looking good for the markets. But I think we all kind of knew we were either in a recession or getting close to a recession, as I mentioned in the last video. But then what we have going on is some interesting, I'll talk about the Litecoin strategy. So MEI Pharma undergoes a rebrand to Light Strategy. Shout out to 84 million with the ticker LITS. So MEI Pharmacy includes a rebrand as Light Strategy. So they actually had a big discount in their stock price. I think something with one of their, it's a drug company, right? Pharmaceutical company. So I think one of their trials, I don't know, don't quote me on this, didn't go as planned or something. And the price came down a lot. I wish I could show it to you. But MEIP, like it's the ticker says invalid. They're gonna go under LITS, and they're gonna open actually this morning. Same with the Dogecoin ETF. I'll talk about in a minute here. But a lot of the crypto stocks went up a lot. Metaplanet was up almost 20% on basically news of raising a bunch of money to buy a bunch of Bitcoin. So that's interesting. So kind of like strategy, which is not doing that amazing right now. It's kind of at support, and I am expecting to see some sort of a pump for MicroStrategy, especially because the Camel Finance indicator has picked a low. It does say low confidence, but I have a bunch of other indicators stating that maybe the low is in for MicroStrategy. Now, this is exactly what MEI, now known as LITS, is going to do. So this is quite interesting. Litecoin, right? Because it's one of my favorite cryptocurrencies. I've been a long-term investor, but it's just interesting because, there's a lot of Solana treasury companies, Ethereum treasury companies, Bitcoin treasury companies, but this is not, is this the first? Let's see. No, I think the first was actually, I'm trying to remember the name. Yeah, Luxfolio was the very first Litecoin treasury company. I do have a decent chunk of Luxfolio. Now, they're a Canadian company, so technically MEIP is the first American Litecoin treasury company. There's only two that I know of now. So we'll see what happens here. So I don't know. I'm assuming their stock price will just open as what the MEIP price was. I will lose all my chart history, which is unfortunate. Let's see here. Symbol does not exist because they have changed it to LITS. And I don't think you'll get historical data, so you won't be able to look at the chart anymore, which is unfortunate. But that's what we got going on for LITS. I almost called them MEI, but yeah, rebranded there. Very interesting. So let's see what they said here. If they say they're a San Diego company. I didn't realize that. I have some family over there. So today announced it will change its corporate name to Light Strategy, reflecting the company's expansion into the pioneer in digital asset treasury management. Alongside the rebrand, the company's ticker will go from MEIP to LITS. September 11th, which is today. The rebranding to Light Strategy underscores the company's commitment to building a long-term corporate strategy around Litecoin as our primary reserve asset. In August, MEI became the first U.S.-listed public company to adopt Litecoin for its treasury, securing more than $100 million in Litecoin with the guidance of Litecoin creator Charlie Lee as a member of the board. This is another interesting thing. He was, the creator of Litecoin, so quite interesting. As well as GSR, a global leader in digital asset treasury company markets. Litecoin has proven itself over the decade as one of the most secure, reliable, and scalable digital assets in the world, said Charlie Lee. So, diversification and a fundamental principle of Litecoin management, and Litecoin offers our company a compelling complement to Bitcoin and other digital assets. So pretty cool there. GSR is working closely. I'm not familiar with GSR. Is working closely with Litecoin Strategy, providing liquidity, risk management, and strategic insight. So that's pretty cool. In addition to Litecoin Strategy, the new Litecoin Treasury initiative, the company continues to evaluate its pipeline of drug candidates. Specifically, the company plans to initiate a preclinical strategy to identify new developmental opportunities for Varusislib, whatever that is, an oral cyclin-dependent kinase 9 inhibitor, whatever that means. I have no idea what that means. I'm not a doctor. So that's what we got going on. It's kind of interesting because, they're like a legit pharmaceutical company, and now they are a Litecoin strategy company. So pretty cool. Now let's move into Dogecoin. Dogecoin is the other, we basically have an ETF that will go live today under DOGE. So again, I'm going to add this to my little sheet here. My watch list, we'll add it down a little bit further here. DOGE. Oops. So it's not listed yet, but this will be listed soon here. We'll add that one just to remind me that this one should go live today. And now, is this one this one is kind of in a weird spot because a lot of people calling it a workaround ETF. I was trying to ask Grok about it, but Dogecoin ETF, which will go under the ticker DOGE, is expecting to launch Thursday, which is today, under the 40 Act. I don't know exactly what this is. According to Bloomberg, it would be the first US ETF tied to an asset described as having no utility. Now, I mean, do any cryptocurrencies have utility? I mean, it's, you know, a lot of them are called vaporware for a reason, but I think a lot of people are saying no utility co-partner because, you know, it's in a mining pool. I think even like Tesla, you can maybe buy a Tesla using Doge. So it's in a mining pool with Litecoin and Bell's coin and some of the other ones. So it's actually kind of ties together with Litecoin. But they don't have, I don't believe they have a capped Dogecoin. I don't believe they have a capped. Yeah, max supply is still infinity, which is the reason all-time up 44,000%. So total supply is 150 billion, circulating 150 billion. So you can see we have seen the price run up a little bit on the news. I don't know if this is going to be a sell the news thing. So this goes live today, but again, this is one of the first cryptocurrencies that has a lot of time in the market, and it's been very popular. It's kind of like one of the first meme coins, right? And they say meme coins don't really have much utility, but this one has a little bit just because it has the security portion. It has the you know, the mining base and all of that stuff. So it definitely has a reason to stick around. It's been around a long time, but so I asked basically, you know, I got this explanation here and I said, you know, is this an official spot ETF? So an official spot ETF, basically every time you buy the ETF, they are forced to buy the underlying asset. It specifically mentioned that it has to hold at least 80%. So there's also things called like trusts, which is, you know, kind of similar where, you know, based on how many people buy the trust, they'll buy more of the asset, but it's not exactly like a one-to-one. There's like some management fees and blah, 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 blah in there. So it's not quite a perfect spot ETF. Those are still waiting to get approved. And I said, you know, is this an official trust? Will it follow price exactly? It's not a traditional spot ETF like the approved Bitcoin Ethereum spot ETFs. Those are the only two we have so far. None of the altcoins. Solana does have one. So I'm sorry, Solana does have an official spot ETF, but is the only one out of, you know, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Those are the only three official spot coin spot ETFs right now. So it says, which directly hold the underlying cryptocurrency in custody within the main fund structure. Instead, it's registered under the Investment Company Act of 1940, 40 Act ETF, and uses a more complex setup to provide exposure. The main fund invests in a wholly owned Cayman Island subsidiary, Rex Osprey Doge portfolio that holds physical Dogecoin, but regulatory limits, typically 15 to 25% of assets and such for tax and diversification reasons, means the remaining exposure comes from derivatives like swaps or futures tied to the price. Yeah, there's futures led ETFs, there's spot ETFs. So just a little bit of a difference, but the price should follow, but it's not going to be exactly one-to-one, I don't believe. This makes it more akin to a hybrid product or certain futures-based ETFs rather than a grantor trust like the original GBTC structure, though it's still an open-ended ETF that trades on exchanges with creation redemption mechanisms. It aims to track Dogecoin's performance before fees and expenses with a reported management fee around 1.5%, but that's fairly low. But it won't follow the spot price exactly due to potential tracking errors from derivative roles, counterparty risks in swaps, subsidiary limits, and other costs like taxes. So in practice, this could lead to premiums, discounts, or deviations, especially in volatile markets. So it's, you know, like MicroStrategy doesn't track the price perfectly, but the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs track the price identically, right? But then there's the fees on top. So it's kind of like an official ETF. It's one step closer. Again, none of the altcoins have official spot ETFs besides Ethereum and Solana. So that's kind of interesting. The Solana one, if you were interested to know is SSK. So this is also Rex Osprey, by the way, the same company. Staking ETF. This one, I believe, is considered also the official one. You can even get staking rewards through here. So this one, especially when you go to, like, if you go to crypto spot ETF flows, and if you go search this, it will show up on CoinGlass here. So you have Bitcoin spot ETFs, ETH ETFs, and then you have Sol. So it does show up here as official. So it says total Solana spot ETF. So it does show up here as an official spot ETF. So yeah, that's what we got going on today. So expect volatility. Be careful out there. Gold price and oil prices. Oil prices are going down. Gold prices, a tiny bit of a pullback, more like consolidation. But gold is trading at new all-time highs. I think silver is like trying to get to new all-time highs. Yeah, we're very close, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $48. So we're trying to get to that. It almost looks like a big, if I clean this up a little bit, it almost looks like a cup and handle pattern here. So a breakout of this, if it follows perfectly, which it usually never does, but if we were to break out of, let's say this, that would be about another 99% roughly from this point right here. So that would be a target of like where we're at right now. So we'll see if this makes a new all-time high for silver, and that's gonna be pretty much it for the video. So we'll see what happens with Dogecoin. If I had to, crystal ball here, dang it, I closed my Mavia position and it's pumping. Frick. Oh, of course. Every time I close it, it just rockets to the stratosphere. Yeah. So I don't know. We got the official CPI data coming in today. I'm expecting some volatility like crazy. If this comes in cold, less than what's expected here, I think we get a massive pump and we continue pumping. If this comes in hot, maybe we get an initial dump and then a pump later. It seems we don't care too much about inflation because the Fed has kind of said that they're going to be following, trying to help the employment market. So we're getting cuts basically regardless in a week from yesterday. So in 6 days, but we'll see what happens here. Expect volatility, be careful out there. And that's going to be pretty much it for the video. Solana just pumping. Maybe we'll get up to 240, 250 pretty soon. I mean, this thing has been a monster lately. So Solana finally seeing some good price action. So that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I do have an affiliate link below to Bitunix, my favorite exchange for trading. You can buy spot on here. You can futures trade. I do have some futures trades. I just opened 2 small positions for ENA and World Liberty Financial just because they're a little bit more of an opportunity right now. I have a Litecoin position open. That is what I left open. I'll probably leave this one open for a little bit because I'm super bullish on Litecoin again, and we have we had a nice little pump yesterday, which was somewhat retraced, but we had this massive pump. I think this was on the news from the MEI pharmacy converting into light strategy, and DOT is another one that's been sold down quite a lot. So I'm expecting this one to do fairly good. I mean, it's $4 and I think the all-time high is like $75 or something for DOT. So they're also doing some changes to their infrastructure. They're burning DOT, etc. So I have 2 long-term trades open for this on leverage. I have a bunch of spot, but feel free to use my affiliate link below if you do want to try out Bitunix, one of my favorite exchanges. They have a bunch of different options for trading, futures. It's legal pretty much anywhere. You can get a bunch of spot, and the fees are really low, even lower if you use my affiliate link below. It's the best way to support the channel as well. Have a great day, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and good luck out there and stay safe. See you guys.